Okay, now here's a stupid new law. The government made it illegal for financial advisors not to be honest. You know how they always say, "Oh, I have your best interest in heart," you know? Well, now they have to prove it because they haven't been. Now, here's why this law was put into effect. And it just happened this week as I'm doing this. So on the head of the Department of Labor website, they have a typical case of somebody who, like at 40 years old, is going to roll over their nest egg, you know, to a retirement account. You know, if you take $100,000 and you roll it over into a retirement account for 20 years, you should have $216,000 at the end of it. So from $100,000 to $260,000. But what happens? The financial advisors, oh, you know, this is a great deal, and they're really getting huge commissions off that. So what happens is that you lose like $27,000, you know, out of this thing because of commission. So you're losing $27,000. You know, when you should be getting $16,000, you're only getting like $179,000. And that commission is going to that salesman who says, "Oh, we have your best interest in heart." It's amazing that we have to pass a law that tells, you know, salesmen they have to be honest about what they're doing, you know. But it's amazing. We get trapped into all this stuff. It's so easy to be taken advantage of because, oh, you know, they sound trustworthy. And any salesman is good at knowing how to do that. Now, there's even a big article in the New York Times today, how consumers first to become the law in retirement planning. In other words, they say, "Oh, I have your interest first." You know, there's like doctors are legally now to have, you know, my understanding is your interest first in anything they prescribe. But financial planners who are taking your money versus your life, they don't. They could say, "Oh, I'm doing this because," you know, they don't have to tell you that they're making a lot more commission out of selling you this than out of this. You know, and now they can't. They have to disclose all that stuff. They have to have what's best for you. So that gives you action. You can go back and get these suckers if they do something like that. So now they're worried about that. So the rules of the game are changing. And there's a great article in consumerreports.org about this. New rule says financial advisors must act in your best interest. You know, they always say that, "Oh, I'm acting in your best interest." And apparently all these years they haven't. So that's why we have to have the laws. If they were, we wouldn't have these kinds of things that happen. Like there was an example here in that article that talks about somebody had a nest egg of $600,000, and then they had to go to a nursing home and use that nest egg, and it cost them $50,000 in fees. Yeah, in fees. Yeah, $50,000. You know, so that's why it's called the fiduciary role. So now the rule, because they have to have a fiduciary role, and they have to take care of you first, not their pocket. You know, and they've been saying that in the past, but they don't. So things are going to change, and it's going to take a year before all this happens, but we're going to lose, I mean, we're going to cut all this stuff down a whole lot. So all these fees, you know, so the financial industry will be fighting this for a long time. They estimate, you know, the studies show that about $17 billion is lost like this every year. $17 billion in retirement money. That's coming out of your retirement account and going into a financial, you know, service provider, whoever it is. $17 billion, not million, billion. Every year. So that's what they're trying to get after. So watch on that. You want to find out more about it, go to the Department of Labor. So that's labor.gov, and you could see about conflict of interest in retirement savings. That's what it's all about. So go on, you see the fact sheet there to get the ifs, ands, or buts, and all this kind of stuff. And that's what's neat. See, I mean, you have very little recourse over a stockbroker company or financial advisor. You don't know what the hell's going on. But now, you know, there's cops. That's what you could use the system against the system by using the cops that were set up to fight for you for free. Why hire an attorney at $200 an hour? You get somebody who wrote the law, and they're free.